These essential ingredients must be implemented by each member of the diverse group of stakeholders. When each foundational layer of support plays its part well, students learn and lives are changed.
If I would have stayed at my past school, I highly doubt I would have been graduating, because they would have pushed me to the point I would have just dropped out. So like Buckner, they're pushing me to the point that they're going to get me to graduate, and that I'm going to go to UTI, that it's a car place, an automotive place. I want to go to that, and they're going to push me to get to that. They're going to push me to that goal.
I feel like they want to know stuff about me. I feel like they have an actual interest in who I am, instead of just getting my homework and making sure I'm not sleeping in their class. I feel like it's a lot more personal.
You know, ever since then, my grades have gone up. I got all A's right now, or maybe a B. I don't know, but it's a lot better than normal, instead of all C's and F's. And, you know, every day I walk into school and I get greeted by every teacher there. Everybody knows me, all the teachers love me, and I get along with the students there. And, you know, the alternate area, or the alternate school environment is totally different than the original school I went to. It's just a lot better. It's more one-on-one. You can work at your own pace, and it's a lot more beneficial to me.
Yeah, it definitely also improved my home life and everything. I wasn't going home in a bad mood about hours and hours worth of homework and issues going on at school and drama and everything. The teachers worked with me to resolve anything that was wrong, to resolve anything academically that was wrong, and therefore I was going home a much nicer, more pleasant person. Me and my parents have gotten along a lot better since I've started there and I've graduated, and they've also been really proud of me since I've decided to go to school and further my education in college, whereas I never would have considered it before. So it's going to help my life for me to get a better job, to support my family, and it's also going to help in the long run the relationship with me and my family that was not good, that was there before.
You have to teach pedagogy. You have to teach awareness, self-awareness for kids, and self-discipline. But you also have to have a non-judgmental. Every minute I spend judging a kid is 1 minute I can't love that child, or I can't understand why he's there. You have to be non-judgmental. And you also have to let normal be the exception. You have to realize that every child that walks through that door is not going to be normal, and normal is not going to work for that child. You have to get to know each individual child and be willing to do what that child needs.
This is my 4th year in an alternative ed setting, and my 17th year in teaching. And the other 13 years I spent in a public high school. And I saw the potential there to work with at-risk kids, and the opportunity came to move here 4 years ago, and it's, you know, I've never looked back. It's been a great opportunity for me. They come in and they're afraid to voice their opinions or talk about maybe some classroom discussion, because maybe in another setting they have been intimidated, or they've been made fun of, or, you know, in some way their opinion was not valued. And when they first come in, they're kind of shy and withdrawn, and then as things progress and as they get to know the class, and they get to know the group, and they get to know the setting that we have here, and it's more receptive and conducive to them being able to voice their opinions, they kind of come out of their shell a little bit.
Like the teachers, whenever they expect more out of me than what, you know, I sometimes give, and it's like every single time I almost meet those expectations, they raise them higher to where I have to meet the higher ones, and they, you know, push me, and they make me want to strive to be, you know, all I can be. They make me be everything that I have ever wanted to be, everything that I've dreamed of ever since I was little.
One of the criticisms I think that has been launched at alternative programs in the past is that sometimes they're just feel-good places, that they're places where if you don't push me too far and I don't push you too far, we can get through this required compulsory attendance day, and there's just low expectations across the board. The objective side of it says that we have students at the Providence School and at our alternative sites all around Kentucky who are sitting for the same graduation requirements that their peers in large comprehensive high schools are earning, and they also are taking the same state assessments. Clearly, when we look at the data, the alternative students' performance is not where we want it to be, but we are seeing gains each year. At the Providence School, for example, we have begun these programs that will help students prepare for the ACT, and their scores continue to inch up on the ACT. And what we think that means in the long run is that students who perhaps would never have thought of themselves as college goers are able to take the college entrance exam, get a qualifying score, and to move on into some kind of post-secondary training.
It's really essential that we have complete commitment from the adults present as opposed to compliance. And by that I mean a commitment to a level of rigor that doesn't cheat those children. While the hugs are important, the positive self-esteem is important, they still must learn.
It is imperative that Kentucky reverse the ever-increasing dropout rate. Data, both statistical and anecdotal, say that the best hope for accomplishing this is alternative education.
Alternative ed is perhaps the single best tool that we have to prevent dropouts. This past year we had 7,500 students drop out of school in the state of Kentucky. Many of those students are going to cost the society tremendous amounts of money in terms of being unproductive, being involved in crime, as well as not living up to the potential that they have.
I think you see all the change in the world in students. They flourish in that environment of being able to be recognized that they're human beings and that they can learn and that they can be held to high expectations.
I would like to invite the public to come into an alternative school and meet these youth that maybe gave the community problems before we got them, but to see what potential they have and what they could do for the community if given the chance.
I'm thrilled to be able to be talking about the alternative school right now, that we are in a place where we met with success. There was a time when I didn't know we would. And so for me to be here and say, yeah, this is where we are today, and the alternative school setting helped us get here in a big way, I'm thrilled.
It's very important that we get the resources to these kids. They are more needy than the regular school kids. They do need more resources, and they need the best that we can offer them.
You have to have relationships first. Work on academics. But the growth potential is tremendous if you can reduce the class size.
What is the investment worth for the income that student's going to generate over their lifetime and provide a tax base for the community they live in, to the quality of life that person and maybe his future spouse and family can experience because we did it right now instead of not doing it right because we didn't have ample tools or funding.
We encourage you to do all you can to support these innovative programs. It's not a way to teach alternative kids. It's an alternative way of teaching.